This is Austin St. John, Jason, the original Red Ranger. You are watching the Morphin Network.
This Morphin Network video is sponsored by Ranger Stop Convention and Ranger Stop and Pop. Have you ever wanted to see all your favorite Power Rangers together in one epic convention? Go to Ranger Stop! Ranger Stop and Pop! August 27th to the 29th, 2021! Atlanta, Georgia! Ranger Stop 8! November 11th to the 14th! Orlando, Florida! Get your tickets now! Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ-owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel and pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.
Hello! Hi everyone, welcome to Sentai Hero Special. I am Quasar Red, coming to you live from Missouri. Yes, Red Star, he is not here yet, he is on his way. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm just getting word from Red Star that he is running a little late, and he's busy with work and all, he's keeping busy. So while we're waiting, let's see, announcements. Footage for Jurassic World Dominion is popping up, and it's looking really cool. We get to see like some flashbacks of the Cretaceous period, which looks awesome, and we get to see furred dinosaurs, which is neat. And also, another Purge movie is coming out this Friday, I believe. It's like the Forever Purge. I enjoy the Purge movies, so they look cool. And I'm sure if Red Star was here, he'd have some video game or Funko Pop to tell you about. Might wait a little bit longer, but I think while we're here, I might tell you what I thought of last week's episode 15. It was charming. I thought it was like touching of Grandma to take the kid, on a little adventure to try and make him feel better about, being in a new place and all. And it's a good message for people who have the 90s goggles glued to their glued to their eye socket skulls, because nostalgia is good, but if we keep looking back, we can't enjoy the now. So, and it was also kind of cool that the Juren and the Trinoids were like, they were like, wait a minute, back then was terrible for us. This is right now is where the good stuff is, so that was a cool little plot twist and all. And yeah, and also interesting stuff is going on with Stacy, apparently, like, he keeps getting flashbacks of his mother, and he's like associating Grandma Ye Chen, I'm sorry if I'm butchering her name, with getting her kind of associating his mom with her. So where is this going? Anyway, let's see. Well, I guess we'll start off talking about episode 16, Mugged by Magnets. Okay, so in this episode, the Toji Tendo Dynasty, they're launching a new plan against the Zenkaiger world by unleashing Magnet World, by releasing a magnet monster that'll make everything pretty much stuck to you, even if you're human or even if you're a normal person, everything just stuck. Kind of funny, last season in Cure Major, we had that glue monster that um, fused everyone together, and now we have a magnet one, and lots of goofy, funny bits lead to that as well. Let's see. We see Stacy, talking, fantasizing about his mom, and Su Chen from the last episode, or Yan Chen. I'm sorry, I'm working on it, still working on it. And we get to see the gang affected by the magnets. Jiren gets like this hot plate stick down his face. Ouch. So everyone in the city, they're affected by these magnets, and it's causing like a real headache for everyone. And the Zenkaigers, they run up and face this magnet world, which by the way has this cool little samurai helmet look. You guys know me from Lord Draven. I'm a sucker for the samurai designs. Anyway, he uses his ability to try and his ability is so strong, even the Zenkaigers can't even properly morph. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Hero special. Major episodes 16 and 17. Let's see. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I just realized I hadn't put it up. Yeah, okay. We're reviewing episodes 16 and 17 because we had a little scheduling problem last week and I wasn't here. And also, Clement is supposed to be reviewing episode 16 and I was supposed to take 17. But, since he's not here right now, I'll try and fill in, bear with me, people. So the monster's ability is so powerful. The Zenkaigers have a tough time even morphing. They can't even use their Gatling revolvers very well. And he even causes all these metal pillars to start crashing on top of them. And Zoc manages to get them out. But the second he blasts them to pieces, the second they those pieces come flying back at the team too. So it's get rid of one mess and it makes something bigger. And so the Zenkaigers, go back to the command candy shop, and suddenly they find Stacy there, having a nice little Sunday, and grandma, is talking, it's fine, thinks he's a nice boy and all. Oh, if only she. Oh, wrong picture. Oh, if only she knew. But anyway, they they managed to have her go into the back room, and then they all start fighting, and Stacy goes by a different name with in front of her, and so the other Zenkaigers are just like, what is your game, or what are you pulling? And they all agree not to reveal his secret identity or his villainous role in front of her. And then suddenly the magnets start getting worse. It apparently affects Toji Tendos even more, because they're robots and all. And so metal pieces start swarming and start flying, and the team tries to get away from them. Majin's pinned down, and then Vroom gets stuck. And then the magnet's so powerful, it even forces the two Kaisers' giant crocodile ship to come barreling towards them. And even Flint, Kitana, and Ricky are confused, what's going on, and they try and use the jets to get them. They try and use the jets to keep them away, but it's still not working. And also, all Flint is doing is just going and screaming burnt afterburners or something, and just keeping the thing and just keeping the ship away, and it's like, how does this thing work exactly? Um, we haven't really gotten like a big detailed history on how Two Kaisers ship, works, and like why is it shaped like a crocodile, and like why does it have Spy Kids interior? But anyway, so Stacy and Kaito run off, and Two Kaiser or Vok, catches up with them and realizes if you want to kill Kaito, but I don't think Grandma will like that very well, and so Stacy agrees to keep his identity a secret from her as well, and might even pop in from time to time. But also they will need their help. They'll need his help getting rid of the magnet world, and so Zox and Zox and Kaito go off to try and fight the monster, but the magnetic power is still too strong. The force is strong, and and like the weight keeps crashing down on them, or keeps crashing down on Kaito, and then Zox manages to overwhelm the magnet world, and oh yeah, and then Jiren and Gown come running in, with the Gator ship still behind them, and like they were going to use it to crash into the monster, and the monster being a wimp, stops the magnet being just enough to, break the grip, and so the ship gets away, and you know the Kaito and his team. Kaito is able to get out of his binds. He's able to get out of his binds a bit easier, and they're trying to figure out what to do, and they use the powers of Five Man, and and for those who don't know, Red Five was a very intelligent person, and so they have this so he's gained his street smarts, and the others realize, or not street smarts, he gains his intelligence, and the others attack the monster with this heat attack, and yeah and they manage to overwhelm the monster just enough, and then they destroy it, and then once again the gear falls off, and a giant monster, the giant version, comes in, steps on it, and then turns into a giant magnet version of him. And so they start attacking, and what's funny is Riki was gonna take the giant Zord battle, but he doesn't. But it doesn't end up working, and so basically what happens is Riki was going to become going to fight, but the monster uses his ability to make the Croc Zord disable, and sends them hurtling away, and the other Kainoid and the rest of the Kainoid group are trying to beat him, but the magnet is just too strong. And what they do is they actually use and what's funny, this reminds me of an episode from Teen Titans where Jiren, not Jiren, in an episode of Teen Titans when when they meet their otherworldly selves, and they use Robin as a big tennis ball. So basically the team uses Jiren, to bounce off the monster and strike it, kind of like they were playing a huge game of tennis, except with magnets and all. Anyway, they manage to use their abilities. They destroy them. They destroy the magnet monster, and then Stacy is, back in the lair, brooding, contemplating. Let's see. And he also plans on keeping this, and they all again they agree to all keep this big secret. And then we see Kaito talking with his grandma back at the candy shop. Everyone has had a very long, tiring day. They're all sleeping, and Kaito says, the next time that guy shows up, give him another Sunday, and they decide to keep Stacy happy, or just they decide to keep going with the charade. So let's see where this goes. And so that was episode 16. Hold on one sec. Yes. Yes, that was episode 16. It was interesting. I like the monster. I like the monster. Like he's like using his his ability, causes a lot of stress for the team, and then it definitely feels like a very stressful situation to be in. And like it definitely, I can tell, like you would definitely feel tired after having such like Jiren and Gown had all these metal things on them. Oh yes, Red Star's on his way. So he had all these heavy things on him, and like he was getting very overwhelmed, and the team were all just knocked out by the end. So, like I said, good plan. This was also something that Gigas, the giant purple bird, was doing, and like Bokawas is just like he's so proud of his little pet, very happy, um, like very supportive of him. But if it was like Barashitara or Ijarud, they'd be getting a mouthful from him. So that's kind of funny. Overall, hmm, maybe I give episode 16 another 8. It's it's good. Like I said, good episode, good plot, and like it definitely feels very exhausting. But like I said, decent episode overall. Just that's my ranking. And now we move on to episode 17, and that is the Mama Decent Society or Death Society. Okay, kind of hard to read that, but in this episode, hold on. In this episode, Majin and some friends of her that form this little society, the Midnight Society. Just kidding. Like they hear the story about this ghost that is haunting their school, and so she wants to go check it out, and so does Kaito and Vroom, and like they head off, and then like we then cut to Vox and Flint and the others somewhere in the city, and they suddenly get like Flint suddenly gets tripped, and then they notice like other people are having like this weird problem with invisible things, like everything is like disappearing and vanishing, and people keep bumping into it. More on this moment in a little bit, but they realize it's because of this invisible world monster, which by the way kind of looks like a mummy, which is kind of funny. I think it might be referencing Negative Man from Doom Patrol. The only way you can see him is if, at least from one of the versions I know of, the only way you can see him is when he wears bandages around his face. Anyway, so Fox, breaks out the Morpher and his moves. And we also get to see Flint do a cute little dance alongside him. I think she should totally be join the team later on in the series. Like she should have like some type of ranger form. I mean, like we had that one girl back in Sun Vulcan. Interesting comparison, by the way, there in a minute, where she was like kind of she was on the good guy side, and like all she get to wear was like the Zorro outfit. So it would be interesting if Flint can at least get some type of battle mode at some point in the series. Someone pitched like this Jetman fan art, which looked pretty cool, but we'll just have to see. Anyway, this invisible monster starts attacking, and Flint and Zox tries to take him down, and and, hmm, and the others get the call, and like they have to go off, and Majin's not happy. She has to leave the kids behind. They can't go and check out the school, and like we cut back to Zox, and the fight's going pretty well, and then ironic, and then Gown and Juren show up, and like they start fighting, and Gown, being the big jerk he is, you like when the monster uses his invisibility ray, he like Gown uses Jurin as a shield, like he blocks him. I was like, what a jerk, you know. He turns him invisible, and then the beam also hits Flint, Ricky, and Cutana, and like they're all invisible. And by the way, ooh, I bet that would have really burned him, Zox. Anyway, the bat. Anyway, so we got this big problem, you know, like Jiren is invincible and the others are, and like they have no idea how to get him out, and like they start to realize and they start to realize that the invisible thing that was going on in their school was probably just invisible world. Like, you know, he was probably just he was probably just causing some sort of trouble there, and so that's probably why. And like the kids would be very disappointed when it happens. And Majin is even upset, you know, like just um like furious at this monster, and like they realize maybe they can use this opportunity to, you know, make the kids happy by, you know, having Jurin go and like move some things around, since, you know, if he's invisible, it looks very supernatural. And so like they head off to the school, and like Majin and Gown and Vroom find the kids, and they tell them, you know, they'll go and check it out. And like when they're heading there, you know, Gown um, has a little trouble. Like he gets a few snags along the way. Like, oh wait, not there yet. Um, like he gets hit by a bus and is sent flying, and he terrorizes some people in the park unintentionally though. And like he realizes that he has to, you know, make these kids happy. And then suddenly, of course, Invisible World shows up again, starts terrorizing the city, and so that meant the others had to that meant that Majin and the others had to leave the kids again. And what I like about this is that the kids are actually very understandable. They know that you know, Majin is a Zenkaiger, and that it's important for them to go off and beat these guys. Because there was an episode back in Abba Ranger where the Red Ranger Ryuga, I think it was, he like he's like he has to protect the world, right? You know, monsters are attacking, and like his niece is getting upset at him for ditching like Parents' Day, and like even his Zord is telling him off. And I was just like, dude, he's like trying to protect the world. I was like, I know this is bad, but you know, she can, if he protects the world, if he fails, then she won't ever get to do stuff like this again. And so maybe so if he does save the world, then they can live to do this another day. So that's what I liked about this scene, how understandable the kids are. They're not, you know, just being upset because, you know, they have to go off, like the heroes have to go off and do something. Like they fully understand the responsibility, and so that is neat. And Majin, she does not take this very well. She gets she gets storm and mad. She has dark aura, like like channeling out of her. Her eyes are glowing green, and like she's gonna really give it to the invisible world. And like the others are even kind of scared about this. And then the team meets up. Like Zox is still fighting the monster, and the monster actually does a translucitor move, if you will. I don't know if there's any other invisible monsters on the show since Car Ranger and Turbo Ranger, or Power Rangers Turbo, that did this. But what he does is has the Kudites turn invisible and, you know, attack Vrock, or Zox, you know, overwhelms him. And then Majin and the others show up, and like, by the way, I had to feature all these images of Majin looking mad because she's like just terrorizing the monster, like with her natural anger. And the monster's all terrified about it. And so the team morphs, and what's kind of a neat little detail is that even though Jiren is invisible, um, they he's you can still see like his Gatling revolver. We can still see like the energy coming off of it, and they even show his morph sequence, which is also pretty funny, even though, like I said, you don't see it. And so the battle, breaks off again, and like also Majin during the roll call, she has her own little scary she has her own little scary bit again, where she like is like just really trying to terrorize the monster, and then suddenly we go from this plaza area in the city to a rock quarry. Just like it was like, when did that happen? But anyway, the monster. So they're fighting the monster. They're fighting Invisible World, and like it's going pretty well. And like, but then suddenly, the Kudabites come back and they start attacking the group, and that means they don't have, and like the team has no way of seeing them naturally. And so Majin does this cool move. She takes like a hammer and like some nails and wedges it into the ground, and like more spikes pop up everywhere, and like the Kudabites like get hit by them, and that knocks them out, which is is pretty. I've been like I'm forgetting the word for it. Like it's um vi it's hit, it's on the tip of my tongue now. I can't remember what the word is for it. But basically, they overwhelm him, and like Majin and Jiren are trying to fight the invisible world. Also, he's an invisible world, can turn things invisible, and yet he can't see the things he turns invisible because Gallon is able to overwhelm him pretty easily. It's just like the dude's kind of bad at his own spell if he can't actually see the things he's affecting. Which, I just thought was a little eye rolling moment, but whatever. Anyway, so Su Chen suggests they use right, that's Su Chen. Yang Chen is the grandma, Su Chen is the bird. Anyway, he suggests that they use Solar Squad's Sun Vulcan to attack the monster. And what they do is they do like the Sun Vulcan attack where they take a ball and like toss it around, and then they hit them, and then they hit Invisible World with it and destroy him. And like and that's up, and like the gear breaks off. Well, actually, they didn't quite destroy him yet. First, they then use their powered up attack on him, and then they destroy the ground monster. And like everything comes back to normal. And so apparently, we get to see like how these we got to see all the things he turned invisible come back, right? And it's just like we see the same people in the exact same areas, reacting when the things are brought back. And I was like, were they just standing there for several hours wondering, like, just they were just that confused by they were just that confused when like they probably did see the invisible monster like attack Vox earlier. It's just it's just kind of silly humor. It's kind of like when the nostalgia critic did that joke where that mom from that one movie apparently was just standing in one place for several hours, and it's like, all right, honey. But anyway, so just kind of silly humor like that. Anyway, once again, the gear floats up, and the giant shows up and attack, and naturally he turns this whole city invisible. Well, partly, some things stay. Some things, the guys can still see. And so Jiren and Vroom, they form their Megazord and attack, and like they keep tripping on certain things, and like they're going. It's like, guys, the streets are still visible. I was like, why are you? I was like, you'd think maybe you stay on that part of the road, and if you just stay on the streets, then you'll be fine. But it's like they keep tripping up on other things, that are invisible, that aren't on the street. So that was a little bit of a moment. Anyway, no, Jiren turns invisible again, and like this apparently weakens the Megazord a bit. And you gotta love how when they just show the toy version of Gown's character, like just like the toy version of Gown's character, just standing there, which was kind of funny. And so Majin and Vroom get in on the action, and like Kaito goes and joins them, and like they're able to pull off a few aerial attacks, and Kutan and Vok and Riki show up in their Megazord, and fight him as well, and like so this guy pulls another you know trick of his. He unravels himself, or like basically takes like becomes invisible, and like makes it difficult for the team to fight him as well. And so Majin does this ability where she conjures up these magical hands, and like they all squirt like, I think it's supposed to be paint or some sort of icing all over the monster. But anyway, they're able to make the monster visible again. They use their attacks, destroy him. Woohoo! The day is saved. The monster's gone, and everyone's happy. Except the kids. Except Majin's still upset because the kids were probably going to be disappointed by there not being any supernatural things in their school. And then also during the fight, we learned that Jiren ran off to do something. We don't know what, but suddenly the kids they go back, like the others go back to the school, and they meet the kids, and they say, "Hey, we saw it. We saw this. We saw like ghosts in the music room playing all this stuff," you know, and like everyone was like real happy, So apparently the ghost stories were true, and so they all rush back in to see it for themselves. And Jiren, he just is watching on, all happy and stuff, being all like, "Well, at least, well, I did my part, or I'm happy we were able to make those kids' day." And then suddenly, Jiren gets attacked by the skeleton thing we saw earlier was this the haunted thing we saw earlier was this skeleton that they have in like science labs and stuff, and like they start moving and attacking on, and like it was moving on its own, and like green aura was around it too, and like Jiren bumps into the same thing again, and it keeps going, play with me," and like Jiren's just like, "Ah!" And then the episode ends with him dead. He's never coming back. He's gone. There you have it. That's our story. Jiren's dead. Hold on. Good night.
This is Awesome St. John.
Wrong bit. Basically, oh, here we go. So Jiren's dead. That's our story. Good night. Nah, I'm kidding. The episode just, however, I will say that the episode then cuts to the Toji Tendo world, and like Stacy is like brooding, still, and like he's questioning what exactly he wants right now, like he just like doesn't know like what he wants to do, and like he's a bit confused by all this, and then. And like Professor Ijirud is telling him that he has more research that he plans on doing, and he'll need well, look who's here.
All right.
Guess where we're at.
All right.
Wait, Clem, guess what part of the episode we're at?
Are we at your episode?
We're at the end of my episode.
Ah.
Uh-huh. Anyway, well, we'll let you say your thoughts one sec. So the episode ends with, Stacy just wondering what does he want from now, and he's all confused, and that's the end of it, and that was episode 16. So, Mr. Late Star, what did you think?
So overall, it's a crazy how how this whole episode leads up to this situation between Stacy and Kaito. Like at first, I thought it was personal between Stacy and Kaito only on the fact that Kaito believes that he has faith in family. Like he still believes that his family is still there for him, even though they've been gone for like many years. But Stacy, he has that perspective where like family is just an illusion. It's a trick. I don't believe in it because his father Parashitara, he like been with a couple, like more than 1,000 women's or who knows how many numbers of women, and he never settled down. And Stacy like wants like a whole family, but he never had that chance.
Mm-hmm. So we're talking. So that was like what you thought from episode 16 and what we saw a little bit in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, you already talked about my episode, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so my partner Quasar has done 2 episodes, and I appreciate that. But to all the like Sentai Hero special fans, I do apologize for being late. Things got caught up at work, and it's been hectic. But I'll make sure to make it up for something big. All right.
Yeah, it's okay. That's okay. All right. So, what did you think of episode 16 and 17?
So 16 and 17, this is like the most controversial and yet more emotional and personal episode in these 2 episodes combined between Stacy and Kaito.
Mm-hmm.
And the actors did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
And I do love the drama. I do love the twist. And I love where the story is leading up to, where our characters would be before it reaches to episode 20.
Right. And what did you think of the monster plots? You know, we had the magnet monster in one episode, and then we had this invisible guy in 17.
These monsters are so unique in their ways, but my favorite it has to be the magnets monster. He is very creative. Like, look at this guy. It's like the S and N. I thought it was supposed to be like
North and South.
No, I thought it was in the beginning. It was like positive and negative because the magnets have like positive and negative like energy waves to make things magnetic. It turns out the S and N means south and north, and like at the end of my episode of episode 16, when he changed the magnets into drawing all the Zenkaigers close to him, leaving him vulnerable for a final attack from the Zenkaigers. That was a stupid move.
Like I said, I was saying during the review, it was like that episode of Teen Titans Go where the Titans from the 2 different universes meet and they like say, I don't want Robin. No, I don't want Robin. And like they kind of play tennis with him. So that's kind of like what they were doing with Jiren in this episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Overall score ranking of both of them?
Both of them 9 out of 10. Both of them. And I love the message. I love the message for each episode, and the controversy, the drama that is building up, and the intense that is being personal between Stacy and Kaito.
Yes, very much. I gave episode 16 an 8 because like I said, I like the monsters plan and all. Just kind of thought the tennis attack was a little goofy and all. And I think for this episode, maybe a 9 because, like I said, the monster was pretty creative and stuff. And and like I loved how Majin, came. Like I loved her role in the episode and the various things she did, which was pretty cool. Like the nail attack, which was pretty gruesome or vulgar. I can't really. I forgot there was a certain word I was going to use to describe it. But anyway, one more thing before and then that'll be it. I do hope that this haunted ghost thing, we see like that weird skeleton thing attacking Jiren again. I hope that comes back into the show because otherwise it'll be like that random spirit dog we saw back in O Ranger who didn't really serve any purpose. It was just sort of a random MacGuffin of MacGuffin that didn't really tie into anything for the whole series. So I'm hoping like maybe this weird skeleton thing will come back, like maybe for a Halloween episode or something. But anyway, that's just what I was saying. Overall, these last 3 episodes have been pretty entertaining overall. So yes. All right. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's about it. So I guess that's the end of Quasar's review of the 2 episodes. And let's see. Do you want to check the comments?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Kim here. He's like, Red Star, the next time you report late to the stream, I'm unsubscribing to Morphin Network. Ooh.
Oh, whoa. Wow. Well, sorry,
Well,
man.
Don't do that, Kim. We'll figure something out.
Like this is like I'm probably sure this won't happen again, but this is only one time because things just going crazy at work, and like if I'm late for sure next time, then I should can reconsider like changing the date. That's the only thing I can do.
Yeah. All right. Like I said, we'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. But anyway, also since you didn't get to give any opening comments, I got to talk about the new Purge movie that's coming out, and that footage for Jurassic World Dominion is finally getting leaked. So do you have any announcements you wanted to give?
Yeah. Yes, Gokaiger 10 years. I've talked about that, and I love to talk about it again because it's 10 years, and I'm curious of like what happened to the Gokaigers after 10 years? Like what is Captain Marvelous doing? What is Joe doing? Luca, Ahim, and like Dawn and a guy and Luca. Oh, wait, I just said Luca. Yeah, Luca, Marvelous, Joe, Dawn, Ahim, and Guy. Like I'm curious of what all of them are up to.
Doc. Did you say Doc?
Don. I call him Doc or Don or something.
No, I always called him Doc. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm hoping that this 10 years after reunion, one thing that a lot of Sentai like these 10 years later movies tend to do is ignore the stuff that came after their series. Like, they didn't really acknowledge the team ups and like the various specials they took part in. So I'm really hoping something like that won't be the case with this one. But that was really only a thing for Hurricaneger 10 years after. So who knows? But yeah, if you all are interested, we will probably try and do a Sentai Hero special focusing on Gokaiger 10 years after. If you all are interested, and if we are able to see it,
If we're able to see it, we'll give our thoughts review with it. Like the website we're using is like we can't tell like that website does not like give us like announcements like when it will release, because there are some movies that are released in Japan, and when it's released early there, like we don't know how long the company will have to work on to translate it to English subtitles and give us the American viewers to watch it.
Right. We'll just have to, like I said, we'll keep you all posted. We'll just have to wait and see. But also, Kim had one more thing to say. Fast 9 was badass. Was a badass film. Go watch it. It looks interesting. I'm not really a Fast Furious person, but would you go see it?
Well, if like I'm hearing so many bad reviews about it, but I am willing to give it a shot, keep myself open-minded, but I'm going to watch it for the sake of the new Jurassic World Dominion 6-minute footage on the IMAX, because Jurassic Park and Jurassic World is like one of like the best like movie franchises I've ever witnessed when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Dinosaurs. So I'm gonna check that out. Okay. Well, without further ado, I guess that's pretty much it, right?
Mm-hmm. We're good. So that does it for today. I think don't forget to catch the Common Writer special later on this week, and we also Friday we plan on like everyone else is planning on reviewing the next episode of Dino Fury. So keep your eyes open for that.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, thank you all for tuning in to today's Quasar Red Sentai Hero special. And if any of y'all like to know where you can find us, you can find us you can find my partner Quasar Red on Instagram. And what is that?
Brown_K, as well as QR Ranger Book. And where can we find you, Red Star?
So you guys can find me on Instagram C Layout 1031. Like here it is, C Layout 1031.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hanging around the Morphin Network, and I'm attached to some of the posts, so I'm obviously there. You can find me.
Mm-hmm. And so that does it for today. If we have any type of if anything changes for next week's Sentai Hero special, we'll be sure to let you all know.
Yeah, because I feel like my schedule keeps changing almost every
okay. It's okay. So that does it for today. I'm off to do some housekeeping, and he's off to get some sleep. So I think that, like I said, I think we'll head out. So we'll catch you all later.
All right. Bye, guys.
Peace.